outbreaks of both dengue fever and malaria. Now we're going to see if some of the villagers will share their personal experiences. Can you share your personal story with malaria with us?
Yeah, my name is Adana Balewa. I was born and raised in Sagana, Kenya. As a child, I didn't know much about malaria, but my cousin from the next town over actually passed away from malaria. I didn't see much of it, but I just heard about her passing. But recently, I've had an experience with malaria. My son, my youngest son, who was 5 years old, was bitten by a mosquito. It's been pretty hard. There's not a lot of prevention measures here in Sagana. We don't have access to a lot of things that some other towns in Africa have, like nets. I've heard people have been spreading insecticides, but it's not really working. It's definitely challenging for our town to go through this, and we just don't really know what to do at this point. There's no really way to fight this, it seems.
If you learned that Mosqui-Tech were planning on releasing more mosquitoes into the environment, although genetically engineered, would that concern you?
I think that when you talk about things like that, not many people here really know what it means, but at this point, we're all pretty tired of not being able to fight this disease, and anything that could be done to prevent, children in our family and our town from dying from this would be great. We'd love to fight this.
I heard there's a villager over here affected personally with dengue fever. My hope is that we'll be able to sit down and talk with her for a few minutes.
Who got affected by it. It's also known as breakbone fever. It has affected me by a broken leg, obviously, causing me not to be able to help my villagers out by working. And I have immunity to this type of dengue fever, but I can still get other types.
And have you heard of Mosqui-Tech's new efforts to release genetically engineered mosquitoes into the environment to hopefully reduce the mosquito population?
Yes, I have. I think that would be something great for our village. It would decrease the outbreak that has caused many of us to get the dengue fever or malaria.
So you think it would be positively accepted?
I do.
One of the largest cities in Kenya, and where the Mosqui-Tech's research facility is located. We're hoping to talk to some of the staff about their current projects. Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. We're here to learn a little bit about what Mosqui-Tech's current projects are. But first, can you tell us about dengue fever and how it differs from malaria?
Sure. Most people associate mosquitoes with the transmission of malaria, but they are also responsible for affecting 50 to 100 million people each year with dengue fever. Dengue fever can vary in symptoms from a basic flu-like symptoms to a bone-breaking sensation, which can be very painful for a patient or someone who suffers from it. But dengue fever is composed of 4 separate viruses, and developing antibodies against one increases your susceptibility of being infected with another. And in that increase of susceptibility, there's also an increase of severity of symptoms as well, such as fatal hemorrhagic fever or shock.
So we were recently in the village of Sagana and met with a few individuals who were affected by dengue fever and malaria. How will your efforts here improve their situation?
Well, Mosqui-Tech is located here in Kisumu, which is one of the larger cities, so we do have access to many of the resources that people lack in the smaller villages, and we also have a close proximity to these villages with a high incidence of malaria and dengue fever. We currently employ about 40 scientists we're working on genetic modification techniques to effectively reduce the transmission of these diseases. Here we're developing the sterile insect technique. It sterilizes the males specifically before they are released into the environment so that they cannot successfully breed with female mosquitoes and produce more offspring.
And why do you only sterilize the male gender?
Because releasing more females into the wild poses a risk of more malaria or dengue fever transmission. Here, males can be engineered to carry a dominant lethal gene using the recombinant DNA method. When they mate with females in the wild, their offspring will die at an early age so that they can't transmit the diseases as effectively. Our scientists have learned to turn on the gene that controls the SM1 peptide linked to the development of the malaria parasite within mosquitoes. If these mosquitoes can be made more fit to survive and reproduce in the wild, this could drastically reduce the numbers of malaria infections within small villages around Africa.
How are you putting these research methods into action?
Well, in our first year, we hope to fine-tune which methods are going to be effective in malaria transmission or reducing the numbers of malaria transmission. Within 5 years, we hope to implement field studies on some of the villages here in sub-Saharan Africa that are highly affected with malaria and dengue fever. And within 10 years, we hope to establish a standard on these genetically modified mosquitoes to control these populations and reduce the numbers. More funding could potentially help us save millions of lives globally.
My name is Alexandra Vestano, and I am a public health representative at Mosqui-Tech. Education about malaria and its effects should begin in the school system. Malaria contributes to 9% of global disease. With the help of schools, communities can come together in order to implement programs that work for the regional populations, especially in high-risk and poverty-stricken areas where resources may be limited. Populations should understand the devastating impact that malaria has, including their economic, social, child survival, and long-term development impact. Our company is unique because when compared to Mosqui-Tech, who left the community outreach to local authorities and host communities and may or may not have been fully educated, the importance of.
From what we've learned today, there is clearly a need for this type of more effective and environmentally friendly mosquito control intervention. Mosqui-Tech's approach is innovative because it combines both genetic research with public health education.